So here we have the all-new 2022 Nissan Frontier. This one comes in the Pro-4X trim level in that awesome tactical green. Then we have charcoal cloth interior. Powertrain consists of a 3.8 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine, made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission, and that's putting out 310 horsepower, 281 pound-feet of torque. And with this one being a Pro-4X, we get to the front end here, we have LED daytime running lights, LED headlamps, and LED fog lights. You see those recovery hooks on the front as well, in that orange. And then down here, we have 17-inch aluminum wheels. We get passive keyless entry on the front two doors. There are steps there. And here we have the controls for our power windows, power door locks, power mirrors. And then there's our front driver's seat, which is power. So this one has plenty of accessories, so they're kind of taking up the back seat a little bit, but not bad leg room. I'm 6'3", and I'm able to sit back here, and then I have the seat in front of me adjusted for someone of my size. So if you had someone maybe under 6 feet with shorter legs, because I know mine are long, you could probably fit them back here with no problem, because my headspace is definitely good. But down here, we have a USB-C and a USB-A charging port, and you also get a 120 volt 3-prong household plug-in to charge a laptop or something like that. There's a view of the front seat from back here. And then I'm just gonna scoot this over for a minute. These are some of the accessories that came with this one. I think that's a medical kit. But there's your center seat. And then here's your sliding rear window. Let's check out the back and the cargo space next. There's your back end there. I really like the orange accents. They really go well with that green. Looks really sharp. And then this particular truck has spray and bed liner. And you have LED lights on the side if you want to work a little later on in the evening. And over here we have another 120 volt 3-prong household plug-in. But here's our front passenger seat. And I just can't say enough about these orange accents. They just look really fantastic throughout this truck. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at what's under the hood. And there's that 3.8 naturally aspirated V6 engine. Now I like how everything on this truck is very easy to soft close. You don't have to slam anything, including the doors. So really nice heated leather wrap steering wheel here. Very, very plush. And then over here we have a navigation system. And here's one of our home pages, so you can customize that, of course. where we get AM, FM, XM radio along with Bluetooth audio, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. And there's our backup camera there with a bird's eye view. So down here we have the controls for our dual zone automatic climate control. We have our 4-wheel drive controls here, so just turn it up to put in 4-wheel drive high, and then you press and turn when it's in neutral, and it'll go into 4-wheel drive low. And then you can see it there. We'll just put that back. So 2-stage heated driver and front passenger seats. And here we can toggle that heated steering wheel, parking sensors, and then we also have a USB-C, USB-A input to run the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. And for our shifter, press this here, reverse, neutral, drive, and then we can manually shift here and then put it all the way back into park. And here we have a really nice size wireless charging pad for phones. And then a pretty good size center console cubby. And there's a view of the back seat from up here. And there's our glove compartment there. Pretty good size. Now over to the left side of the steering wheel, we have our source button, so we can go through AM, FM, XM, and then if we have Bluetooth or CarPlay or Android Auto hooked up, we can toggle that. And then here, we can actually change tracks or radio stations. And then these arrows here are to go through our gauge cluster. And then we have volume controls, Bluetooth controls here. And to the right side of the steering wheel, we have our cruise control, which we can toggle here, speed, and then we can adjust the gap there. Headlamp controls here, fog lamps, and then windshield wiper controls here. There's our push button start. Finally, there's our key fob with remote start. But next time we go ahead and take this 2022 Nissan Frontier Pro-4X out on the road for a test drive. So this is about I want to say the third all-new Frontier I've driven. So the powertrain kind of moves the same in terms of the transmission and the engine. So like I said before, pretty good acceleration, especially for the segment. And the shifts are really crisp and clean, and they don't lunge or shake or anything like that. And of course, with this being a Pro 4X with the off-road tires, it's just a little bit bumpier. But honestly, this would be what I'd go with just because the overall looks of it and just how aggressive it looks compared to the S or the SV. And that's really where the people looking at this trim level are gonna want. They want something that can go off-road, something that looks really nice, and something that really just has a presence. unlike the other Frontiers, this one's pretty easy to control. The steering is stiffer, but in a way that I actually like better than most other trucks. I feel like the steering actually goes with what I'm driving, if that makes sense. And this Frontier, it has really good cabin acoustics for being this kind of truck. Not hearing a lot of wind noise. I'm barely hearing the engine, and most of the sound is coming from the tires, which is also pretty unnoticeable. And I will say, I don't know what it is, but I feel like the seats in this Pro-4X are a bit more comfortable than the ones in the S and maybe even the SV. It could be how I have it adjusted, but pretty comfortable for this kind of truck. So we're gonna manually shift it getting on the interstate. And I will say the shifts are pretty accurate in terms of what I'm wanting the truck to do. A pretty smooth ride actually coming down the interstate. And as it flattens out, I'm getting around 20, 22. Of course, I'm going about 5 over the speed limit. So it's about on par with, I think it said it gets 17 city, 22 highway. one thing I hope to see from Nissan in the near future is just some sort of lane centering, which I expect very soon. But that would really make this drive all the more enjoyable. So I'm pretty impressed with the all-new 2022 Nissan Frontier Pro 4X.